Well, welcome to Canary Cottage. This is Dr. Brown's home on campus. It was built in 1928. It's Cape Cod style, so you guys heard in the video, right, that Dr. Brown was from North Carolina, but she was raised in New England. She grew up in Massachusetts. So that's why if you move around the house and you notice that some of the paintings are of pilgrims or kind of those kind of themes, it's Dr. Brown's lifelong love for all things New England style. So basically, before this building was built, Dr. Brown, she was just Charlotte Hawkins then, but she lived in the housing with the unmarried teachers. And by the 1920s, Palmer, the school, had grown a lot. It was getting more and more students, more and more attention. And so basically her supporters decided that she needed a home on campus. Have you guys ever visited a college campus or university campus?
Yeah.
Yeah, you've been out? Well, you know, most college or university campuses have a president's house, and it's like kind of a fancier house or whatnot. But this was basically Palmer's version of a president's house. So Dr. Brown lived here in this space. She conducted a lot of formal events here, teas, luncheons. Dr. Brown was an etiquette stickler, right? Like she thought that you should conduct yourself in a certain manner, and that it included the way you introduce yourself to people, the way you talk to people, the way you dress and kind of present yourself to the world. This is all part of her etiquette. And she made sure that when her students visited her here in Canary that they adhered to these, you know, kind of strict rules. In the video they talk about the correct thing to do and to say and to wear. That was Dr. Brown's book. And she basically made her students memorize it, more or less. So a lot of formal functions here in the formal living room. Dr. Brown never lived in this house alone. She didn't have her own children. She never had kids. But she raised her nieces, and they lived upstairs, and she raised her great-niece as well. Yes?
One of her nieces was married to Nat King Cole.
Yes, ma'am. Maria Cole. Well, I'll point out Maria's bedroom when we go upstairs. Do you guys know who Nat King Cole is? No?
Do you know?
No? Do you know the song, the Christmas song? It goes,
Love will sing on an open fire.
So that was Nat King Cole. Yeah.
You never heard that one?
He was the first person to sing that song.
Yeah.
And he actually released it like multiple times. So he redid it over and over again. He was very famous for singing that song, but he was a famous singer just in general. And he was actually the first black man to host his own TV show. So he was pretty famous. And Maria, Dr. Brown's niece, was a singer as well. She toured with Duke Ellington's band, sang with some of the famous big bands. This is like the 1940s that she's a singer. And she met Nat, and they were married, and Nat visited this campus a lot. He knew Dr. Brown. He performed a memorial concert here for Dr. Brown after she died. Maria and Nat adopted Maria's niece, and that was her, Dr. Brown's great niece, Cookie, and she grew up in Canary as well. She came to Palmer. I actually have a photograph. This is Dr. Brown and Cookie at this piano.
Okay.
So Dr. Brown did play the piano, but she also liked to have her students play for her as well.
Their aunt married Nat Cole's brother, Freddie Cole, who's also a jazz singer.
Yeah, nice, awesome. Yeah, I wish that the site's ties with the Cole family was stronger. Maria was a frequent visitor, but she passed away last summer. And you know, Natalie wants to do a concert here.
With my mind.
Yeah.
Well, I know Freddie Cole has a big following, his brother, and he did a concert in Elon, and it was packed. And he brings he has a lot of big following, so he could probably be contacted if you ever need a singer.
Okay, awesome. Yeah. Dr. Brown was a huge proponent of the arts. Her students not only learned, you know, reading, writing, and math, but she taught art, dance, music. She wanted her students to be really well-rounded and encouraged them to pursue the arts. Yeah. We like to have concerts and stuff here.
Do you have a place to have a concert here?
Yeah, Kimball Hall. It's our main event space, and it's actually a former dining hall in the school. So it's like the cafeteria of the school. And it's been fully gutted and renovated, and we saw it the other day. And has a stage, and we've hosted bands and whatnot here.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, if you guys want to move around the house with me. So again, formal living room, formal dining room. Dr. Brown was lucky enough to have a lot of her original belongings. Most of the large pieces of furniture, especially the living room suite here, the piano, the dining room table, those kinds of things, are Dr. Brown's original furnishings. So they lived here at the house when she lived here. The school closed in 1971. Dr. Brown died in 61, and her successors used Canary as well. Ms. Crofton lived here in Canary. The school closed in 71, and the property was sold to Bennett College, later owned by the American Muslim Association, and then eventually the state of North Carolina bought it in 1987. This building was renovated in 2002, and we were lucky that a lot of the things came back to us. This sideboard, I found out recently, it lived at a lady who lived right down the street. She was here in Sedalia. This lived at her house for 35 years, and then when we renovated Canary, she said, I had to give it back to the museum because that's what Dr. Brown wanted, so here it is. Yes, this is Dr. Brown's original. So here on the table, we got some photographs. We've got this one. So Dr. Brown loved Christmas. She always hosted parties and things here at her house at Christmas. So this is actually the house done up at Christmas. This is Dr. Brown here in front of that mantle. So that mantle right there. And you see this giant Christmas tree, or this just shiny thing in the corner. It's this tree covered in pencil. And it would be right there in that corner. Do you guys see it? She's pointing. So you see the couch here and the furnishings around, and this photo that's over the mantle today, that's a photograph of the monument to the Massachusetts 54th. It was the most famous United States Colored Troop regiment that fought in the Civil War, and it's in Boston. So again, Dr. Brown loved New England. We got the Pilgrim photo over there, or painting rather. So this is Dr. Brown on her birthday. You see that giant cake. She wasn't a tall woman. She was fairly short. I think she was about 5'2" or so she was kind of short, shorter than me at least. But you see she has a massive cake in front of her on this table, right? So she's standing right here. And you can see the two doors behind her that are closed. We've got the kitchen door here and the pass-through here. So when you're hosting formal events and you're preparing food back there in the kitchen, you wouldn't want your guests to see your dirty, kitchen, right? Like when you prepare food, it might get a little hectic back there. So you just close that door, and then if you need to bring food out, you just open this window and you pass it right out, and then it can be formally served. Oh my gosh. Yeah?
Dedicated.
Okay. Well, in the kitchen. It might get a little tight. It's not the biggest thing. Check out the stove and the fridge. Right? They look like the stove and fridge and get that in. So they're both gas appliances. So they're operated by either a wood fire. The stove can operate by wood fire, but the fridge is actually operated by a motor.
Do they still work?
They're turned off. But this is called a flat top, and you could put, pans or pots on here, and it would get hot, or you could just cook right on it. Restaurants cook on flat tops still. The fridge here, like I said, is a gas fridge. And so you see
a gas fridge?
Freezer part here, yeah. It's got the gas motor down at the bottom, and then the fridge part is all around the edges. So this is all the freezer that it has. Wow. So not a lot of freezer, right? That's because we have in our food today, our frozen foods have a lot of preservatives and things like that in them so that they can stay frozen for a really long time, right? Back then, they didn't have those kind of things, and so basically all they were keeping in that freezer was ice. I always think that it still feels cold in here. It's just my imagination. Okay. Great, yeah, if you just want to push that right there. Perfect. Okay, and we'll head out. Head to the study and then upstairs.